For 12 long years since their inception, Bicep have been slowly but surely honing their craft. Following their release of their majestic second album Isles, the Belfastian duo are about to embark on a new chapter and step up for their Glastonbury moment.
Well, welcome back to another episode of Who the F***, the show that aims to take a deep dive in some of the acts performing across festival season in 2022. In today's episode, we're heading to Worthy Farm, Glastonbury, to feature an amazing producer duo. They're called Bicep, and they've had an amazing couple of years. So without further ado, if you've never heard of them before, hopefully this video will help answer the question, who the f*** are Bicep? Andy Ferguson and Mac McBriar are the two members that make up Bicep. They're from Belfast, Northern Ireland. Genre-wise, they're described as electronica, breakbeat, house and techno. But for me, they've joined this really interesting pool of artists in my library that are kind of genreless. I think artists like Subtract, Bonobo, Fortet, Caribou, Jamie XX, those guys that just, they make electronic music, beautiful electronic music, which you can dance to if you want to. The list goes on, but they're my highlights. Bicep formed in 2009, DJing and producing in London. They started out blogging together, creating a blog called Feel My Bicep, posting more than 100 house and techno records every single week. This gave them a massive advantage over bigger name DJs because they just had such a good connection to the underground. This subsequently led to them setting up a record label of the same name. They released their first single, Darwin, in December 2010. This was part of the ingeniously titled EP1 on Throne of Blood Records. They followed up EP1 with the equally geniusly titled EP2 in June 2011. 2012, they also won the Best British Breakthrough DJ Award for DJ Mag. Throughout the early 2010s, they continued to release a string of singles on various record labels as well as their own. I think probably the first time I came across their work was their remix of Disclosure's massive You and Me in 2013. And then, in 2017, they released the record Aura. Signed with the legendary Ninja Tune. Other Ninja Tune artists include Jada G, Roots Manuva, Thundercat, Kamasi Washington, Lil Dragon, Black Country New Road, Marabou State, and Bonobo, as well as many, many more. Aura was the first single taken from their upcoming eponymously titled debut album, which was subsequently released in September 2017. Other records taken from the album would include their second single, Glue, and was probably the first single of theirs that I came across. I remember Animac hammering this on Future Sound. This is the record that really starts to set their tone. They go from being a house and techno duo, releasing just underground house and techno, going and making something that's Bicep, really finding their groove and sticking with it. It was a record that traded the standard 4/4 beat in favour of something slightly broken. It's very reminiscent of what we talked about when we did the Frankie Wire episode in season 3. I don't know how to describe his music, it's really cool. As well as Prosper back in series 1. They don't make your typical 4/4 house sound. It's this new evolution, this new frontier of dance music, which I'm so excited for. It also includes the brilliant Opal, which was their third single taken from the album, which also received the phenomenal remix treatment from Fortet. Honestly, one of the most beautiful remixes ever made. They followed that up with their fourth single, Rain, which sees them starting to work with samples from all over the globe, something that we come back to in a minute. The album was universally received quite positively, gaining a Metacritic score of 79, with reviews saying, it's surprisingly dreamy and thoughtful at times. See lead singles Aura, which radiates pure white light, and full of the yearning and bittersweet of the best post-rave sunrise moments. Most of all, it's laser focused in the pursuit of pleasure and makes absolute sense as a complete album. Bicep have never been afraid to go for broke, and their debut album is all the better for it. Bicep have taken all of their influences and crafted them into a delightfully homogeneous whole. This is a loose, liberated record, as the pair tease with intricately woven synths, keyboards, and demonstrate a suitably delicate and deft touch. The artwork for the album and its run were put together by Lift, Anna Types, and Chester studio spearheaded by the Royal Studio. The concept was to generate analog graphics as systemic abstractions that would allow in numerous digital compositions to frame either specific rhythms, the singles, the album, and live footage. The artwork for that first album is really cool, and I love that there's a behind the scenes of how it all goes together. I think this stuff's going to be more prominent in the future. I'm just saying, watch this space. They were pretty quiet throughout 2019 before returning in March 2020 to release the Monstrous Atlas. A record that again favours a broken beat and features what you can only describe as a fidgety synth. Atlas was nominated for and won the Best Track Award at the DJ Mag Best of British Awards in 2020. And then on October 7th, 2020, they were going to release a record that would stop everyone in their tracks. The inexplicable Apricots. Apricots came out at the perfect time for an evocative dance record. The world had come out of its first round of COVID, and we all knew we were going back for round 2. For me, this record was the moment that Bicep got added to the Dance Music Hall of Fame. It's their Firestarter by The Prodigy, their Children by Robert Miles, their Unfinished Sympathy by Massive Attack, Another Chance by Roger Sanchez. It's an absolute classic. The song is based on the amazing recordings of traditional Malawian music recorded in 1958. As well as a vocal hit from the Bulgarian state radio and television female vocal choir. Such good crate digging there. They would also go on to perform the record at Alexandra Palace for the BBC Six Music Festival to an empty venue in March 2021. What a weird thing to have done. The duo would release their second studio album, Isles, in April 2021 to critical success, achieving a Metacritic score of 77, with reviews saying, "It's a brilliant pick-me-up, a dazzling set of songs that trap into the innermost impulses, a colourful way to remember those good times, and one that's perfectly prepared for our eventual return to dance floors." I love that review, that's just so good. As they prove across Isles, 10 intricately crafted tracks, which are whittled down from more than 150 demos. Few other artists can conjure up these much missed moments of patiently rapturous rave ecstasy quite so artfully. It failed to grab the #1 spot, losing out narrowly to Bring Me the Horizons EP, Post-Human Survival Horror. And when I say narrowly, there are 103 album sales in it. The album would also feature subsequent singles Sienna, Saku, and Sundial. Following the release of the album, they were nominated for 2 categories at the 2021 Brit Awards for British Group and Breakthrough Artist. If you've made it this far, I really appreciate it. For more Glastonbury content, for more Splendour in the Grass content, that's a hard thing to say, and more Reading and Leeds 2022, hit subscribe, come join the journey. We're going over a load more artists between now and September. In fact, I'm struggling to keep up with the list. If you like this video, a little like does everything. And if you really liked it, then or you don't agree with what I've said, hit the comment section. That's what I want to know. Let me know your thoughts. You know, I think they're a fucking cool duo, man. I really do. Ninja Tune, by and large, anyone on Ninja Tune is like a level of cool to me. I love dance music scenes. I really do. Like, I've been a big advocate of many different scenes over the years. But when an artist breaks out of the scene and creates their own scene, I think people like Pendulum, Chase and Status. Disclosure is another example of someone that may have been established in a scene, but they also have their own thing going on. I think of artists like Scream. These people that do something different. They establish themselves and then they evolve out of it and then give back. I love that too. There's just something there which just excites me, and Bicep are at the forefront of that at the moment. There's also this huge change happening in dance music. Whilst there are scenes, there are phases of popularity within those scenes. And for the last 10 years, deep and tech house have been the winners. And Disclosure and artists of that ilk have been real, like, front runners of that. There's something very exciting happening at the moment. We're losing the deep 4/4, deep techno house thing, which I never really got into in the first place, if I'm honest with you. I mean, I did, but I'm excited for what's next. And this kind of thing that Frankie Wah, Prosper, elements of Disclosure, and Bicep are doing, that excites me. It's something new, and it's a new trend, and I'm really excited to see where that goes. Both albums are great. Every record they release is brilliant. I'd love to see Bicep. I think they're amazing. What do you think? Have you seen them perform before? Are you going to check them out at this year's Glastonbury? I don't know what stage they're playing on yet. It's not like we're 35 days away and we don't know where they are. That's the mad part. But anyway, regardless, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.